events driven largely by negative exponentials, in whose wake nothing is the same. Just as the world's most populous nation vaunts socialism with Chinese characteristics, we will explore aspects of capitalism, democracy, and sustainability with either black or green swan characteristics, and sometimes a combination of both. Some working notes on how to identify black and green swans can be found in the annex. People also now talk of gray swans, which are predictable and may have been predicted, but which, when ignored for too long, erupt in ways that can rock the world on its heels. One of the most obvious is the trend of aging in modern societies. There are many benefits from our living longer lives, but it has been estimated that by 2020, the number of people over 65 in the world would outnumber, for the first time in history, children aged 5 and under. Again, there are many things to be said in favor of experience. But as Camilla Cavendish put it in her book, Extra Time, an aging world will bring many systemic challenges that we have only just begun to think through. This growing color spectrum of swans is where the riffing comes in. To the reasonably well-defined categories of black and gray swans, I want to add 2 other emergent concepts. Green swans, which are systemic solutions to global challenges, solutions that tap into positive exponentials, and ugly ducklings, defined as embryonic innovations and trajectories that can take us in various directions, good, bad, or ugly. As this book went to press, I soft-launched the Green Swan agenda at a major business summit in Copenhagen, hosted by Dansk Industri, Confederation of Danish Industry, attended by the country's new Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, various committed royals from Denmark and Sweden, and 1,300 CEOs and business leaders. I noted that this was highly appropriate, given that one of Denmark's most famous sons had been Hans Christian Andersen, author of The Ugly Duckling. But what truly blew me away that day was the way that the Danish government, the country's leading industry federation, and the wider business community are now working together to drive a wildly ambitious green transformation. A green swan economy in the making? Certainly their timing looks exquisite. For one thing I learned while working in Japan over the years is that successful businesses and economies invest into a downturn, aiming to emerge on the other side ahead of their competitors. My assumption in researching this book has been that the world is headed into some sort of historic U-bend, well beyond a single normal recession, where the established macroeconomic and political order goes down the tubes and new ones surface. As we head deeper into the bottom of the U-bend, we enter a period of maximum confusion and uncertainty. Historically, too, this is often the point at which major wars occur. In the process, established ideologies and mindsets are coming under intense pressure, among them capitalism, democracy, and sustainability, a concept I helped launch decades back. What follows is an investigation into the complex interplay of all 3 ideologies. In retrospect, I've been on a learning journey that has taken decades to date and, in some ways, feels as if it is only just beginning. All 3 concepts, capitalism, democracy, and sustainability, represent fiercely contested territory. Don't talk about capitalism, I was advised. It triggers visceral, uncontrollable reactions. True, though such reactions can take people in very different directions. Talk to some climate activists, and you are told that capitalism can do nothing but harm. But talk to some Americans, even those abused by that country's most exploitative forms of capitalism, and many will tolerate no criticism of their system, even when it does them little discernible good. Such positions, quasi-religious in their reliance on faith over evidence, serve as a red flag warning that we are stepping into a giant minefield. Still, the ways in which capitalism, democracy, and sustainability interact, for good or ill, is our subject here. The timing is particularly interesting, given that even some leading capital